Hey and welcome. So in this video I actually want to talk about refunds and the refund mindset. I'm going to talk about two mindsets. Number one, as a buyer purchasing products, and number two, not only about the buyer but as the seller, because you are going to be selling products. Now really quickly, number one, let me get started with the actual buyer. So as a buyer, you might, ask for some refunds here and there. However, you need to take a look at what actually happens when you refund. When you refund, it hurts your credibility with the buyer. Buyers tend to remember, or the seller, the vendor, tends to remember the buyer that actually goes and asks for a refund. So keep that in mind. And you're going to notice this a lot when you actually go ahead and create your funnels. When you have somebody who asks for a refund as a vendor, and as somebody who's selling affiliate products, you're going to take notice of who's a refunder, and you're really going to put them on that do not sell to list, right? So keep that in mind. Every vendor has their do not sell to list. So as a buyer, currently right now, you go out and buy products. You should really be refunding on the type of quality content that's being put out there and whatnot. So again, we try to strive here in the syndicate, to make you feel very at home. And again, you're in a family, so if you haven't joined the actual Facebook group yet, and pretty much, get me on Skype or somewhat, talk to me. If you haven't done that yet, you should really go and do that. But second thing I want to talk about is as a seller standpoint. Refunds are not the best things in the world. However, you have to grant them as a seller, and well, depending if they're in the terms. So granting a refund, you should say, okay, here you go, and add that person to a potential blacklist. Now keep in mind, once a refunder, typically always a refunder, because they're going to know they're going to be able to get that product for free. And that's something we look out for as well inside of the syndicate and our big team that we have. We have a staff dedicated to really searching for those serial refunders, and we really get to the bottom of serial refunders. If we notice somebody has refunded a product more than one time, we can them on the blacklist. They can be on our list all they want. They can't purchase our products. They won't be allowed to. So with that being said, as a seller, you need to realize that you will get some refunds. And as a buyer, when you request refunds, it has to be for a purpose, okay? And that's just in general. I don't go around purchasing stuff that I don't need. You're here right now for a reason. So if you go ahead and, you want a refund, which I highly doubt you do, because this is just so awesome that you're here. But again, if you're one of those people who do, it's because number one, you weren't serious about this in the first place, and number two, you just wanted to get them for free and your account will be terminated. So with that being said, we just make it very clear and put it out on the table right now. And like I said before, as a seller standpoint, once you start creating these funnels, you're going to see refunds kind of suck, and especially if you're an affiliate, you're going to realize, refunds suck because you have no control over it. But if you own your own product or your e-commerce stores, again, you're pretty much going to have more leeway on the refund and the refund time period and who you decide to refund. Because again, there's a bunch of terms that they have to adhere by. So with that being said, just keep in mind the refund mindset and whatnot, how people think about refunds and how you think about a refund. Because let's put it in your shoes right now. You purchase stuff and sometimes you want a refund. Somebody who's going to be purchasing from you, they might want a refund, right? So again, put yourself in the shoes of that person. Now, why would they want a refund? So just keep that in mind right now. And again, let's continue right now. I have the handy dandy book of awesomeness in front of me. So with that being said, we're actually going to go into suggestions of stuff that I really want you to do. And again, this is just suggestions, what I suggest you really start getting into and the habits that you start forming. So with that being said, let's go and talk about that right now. See you in the next video.